Hello everyone and welcome to Premier Sim Gaming Leagues, better known as PSG for more league racing on F1 24. This is round 2 at the Circuit of the Americas and we arrive off a really strong round 1 in Australia. I'll leave a link on the screen, linked down below. Go check it out guys. Spoiler warning ahead, so go watch it right now. I'm going to talk about that race. So a strong race, as I mentioned, it went really well. However, we got hit with a pit lane infringement penalty post-race and I lost my P7 points finish. So today, we're out for payback. Like the video, subscribe, and let's get into it. So starting off with qualifying here at the Circuit of the Americas. In theory, according to the forecast, it's a dry session, even though it's overcast, so don't panic as we get our first qualifying lap underway. We're going to go for 3 runs in this one. We can't quite go for 4, but if we have a crash or an incident, we might be able to abandon and go for an extra attempt, basically. So, currently making our way through the S's, looking to try and hopefully have a good banker lap to start out the session. Heading through turn 8. I don't know how people do that flat. I cannot do it flat. For some reason, I just can't quite get the line right through there. And everyone seems to go flat out through that left-hander, but I just seem to lose the back end of the car. And also my line is pretty bad because I really hinder myself into the next right-left. Either way, we're going to try and put it together in this session. Even though throughout practice I couldn't quite get it right, and my pace in practice also wasn't particularly good. This wasn't like Australia where the time would just easily, come to me. You can see here we're just all over the shop. The car's wobbling everywhere, oversteer, understeer. Oh my god, I hate my life. And I'm not particularly enjoying myself at this point in time. It was a really frustrating practice. I just could not find the pace. And I did try a few different setups, but I think maybe this track doesn't suit me that well in this game. It was actually okay last year. Last year, I got my best result in WR last season racing here, so it has been a good track for me. Just first time racing it in this game, it doesn't seem to be treating me as kindly. Either way, this time we've got through the lap without any big mistakes or big issues. We're keeping it on track. However, there has been plenty of understeer and oversteer moments, and just generally the car fighting me all the way. We get the line a little bit wrong. They had to correct it a little bit through the triple right, and then the car gets loose again through the penultimate corner, and we're going to close out what has been a very scruffy lap. Horrific lap. A lot of traffic. It's raining.
Well, that's what they've done then.
Oh, well, that's that then. Now, that wasn't actually forecast, or at least that's what I thought. I actually only looked at the weather icons in the garage, but I didn't look at the percentages, and clearly the percentage must have gone up as the session went on, and I missed that. So that's on me. Trying to rush to get out on track quickly, I didn't notice it, and that backfired. Now, pole time 1:29.8. My best time that I've been able to produce around here, time trial, whatever, is a 1:30 flat. So a really bad qualifying. Somehow we're not even last, but it wasn't looking great, and definitely a rough session. Either way, it's a race time. We can try and hopefully fight back, find some new pace, and get to work. So let's get to it. Here we go then. Lights on, hard tires on, everybody on the grid on the exact same compound, so no change on strategies. Everyone doing the exact same thing as we get underway for the race start. And it's a good launch as we match Pasquale off the line as we head into turn 1. You've got to try and pick your line and stick to it. Seems like no change, no drama. We're going to stay 18th as we now head into the S section here. Oh, I can't see a damn thing. And that's quite common when you're so close to cars. It happens at Silverstone as well. And also Canada, the last chicane, when you're so close to a train of cars, you can't actually see the track. So you're kind of guessing where it is and where the track limits are. More importantly, the white lines. Now, heading down towards turn 5, we are going to throw a lunge up the inside here. We get the car stopped. There's a bit of damage Oh my god, they're 4 wide.
One of them just got damaged. Yep, okay. I'll take that.
No, we'll take that. Evasive action, and we gain 4 positions from that, so happy days. Well, technically 3+1. We overtook Pasquale into the hairpin, and then the 3 cars that took themselves out. Either way, very, very good. We're now behind Sasha Neeb as we're currently 14th, and not too far now from a couple of points. So, as always, my race pace usually tends to be stronger than my single lap pace. Hopefully, that can be the case in this one here today. As we close out lap 1, of course, DRS enabled from the next lap, so important to just make sure we're within a second by the time we arrive at the back straight, and so far the entire field is all in one big fat DRS train. Don't feel particularly quick at this stage. Now, a few laps in, things were starting to not look as good, so I'll try and stay in the train, stay in the race for now, and hopefully it will come to me later on.
Yeah, just let them fight. You got a long way to go on this stint anyway.
So that's kind of the plan. We're going to just be patient. I have gone very aggressive on setup, wings, a race setup that's different to my qualifying setup. So, you know, again, we're trying to learning on the fly and trying to find the balance. I can see how my line is so bad through there, but I still can't seem to copy what they do. As we also pick up a track limit warning, trying to follow, you know, what these guys are doing up ahead. That was an unnecessary first warning.
Just remember the HQ, when you're in medium, it doesn't deploy.
Yeah.
So that's probably why you feel slow on the straight.
And that's because I was complaining that I felt really slow in the straight, like I was, you know, maybe lacking a bit of straight line speed. I am running near enough maximum wings, front and rear. So we are naturally slow, but I feel like I'm extra slow. And that's because when you're in medium ERS, you don't actually deploy battery in 8th gear. You have to run hot lap to burn down a straight. Anyway, back to the action. You can see just impossible to see anything when you're so close through the S's. We were putting some pressure on Sasha there, but on the way out we just lost a bit of momentum as we just can't see properly where we're going on track. These two are going to burn behind me, I think, because Chase just tried to put a move on Tristan, so they're both going to burn up the batteries.
They are. You're going to have to use.
So we're going to try and see if we can defend ourselves into the braking zone. Tristan Debecourt goes for the move, but we fend him off here. Now into the double rights, he tries to go around the outside. We're leaving room as we just edge in front into the double lefts. We straighten up the corner to not leave ourselves exposed on the exit, and we defend that beautifully to maintain 14th place. So really good defensive driving there as we now head on to the next lap, heading through the S's again. Every time that I just can't get the right line. Oh, okay. This time getting a bad exit, which does invite pressure from Tristan as he heads down the inside into the hairpin. Okay. Now, I don't know if he locked the rear. Now, I don't know if he locked the rears or got tagged, but yeah, crazy. Like, I feel like League Racing has been very dirty lately. You know, we've seen a couple of incidents already in this race. WR on the back end, also PSG when we reserved last season. Things just have been a bit scruffy. Either way, we're now racing to try and get back within DRS range of the cars ahead, which if we don't get it with our super high wings, that will really hurt us. And we use battery all the way through here, trying to cut down the gap, and we do get within at the white line right there for 1 second. I might go up on wing. I've got a lot of understeer.
Can do. But you got to remember you are switching to a grippier tyre.
True. And it's a bit like in qualifying. I have understeer and oversteer. Like, the car just doesn't feel good. Oh, that's closing. As we almost lose our front wing there with a cutback from Sasha. Nearly getting in trouble. Luckily, we keep our car in one piece. Oh, Jay's got me. He's got the exit here. I'm not even going to try. I'm trying to save Barry.
Let me burn it.
I'm trying to save Barry, so.
Yeah.
And you could see there the lack of straight line speed, very visible and noticeable, but I'm not quick in the corners. And we've realised after the race, oh, rip. As another incident occurs, why I was slow in the corners in this race, and also not just on the straights, which we'll get into in just a bit. But basically I was kind of fighting with one hand behind my back the entire time, which was a bit of an issue. I'm just trying to, I want to get through like another 4 or 5 laps without getting a warning before I start to try and do things, because obviously I've got one already, so I don't want to get any more.
Yeah, no, just play it safe for now.
I'm in no rush.
It's up to you. You can heavily overcut and try and cut back through.
No, I want to go long. The whole point of the strategy in the wing is to try and hopefully just be really strong at the end.
So heavily overcut will be 3 laps over. Whatever else, it's up to you.
Yep. I've got a full charge, so if things start to happen, I can use battery to try and close in and close the gap. So literally that. We're just trying to get through this phase of the race before things kick off. I'm just following Linus in. That's a bit of damage for a Sauber. Now you saw that debris, and that Sauber is going to start to cause carnage, because you can already see a bit of a gap to the cars ahead. The train is broken, and it's just going to cause basically multiple breaks in the train and a huge ripple effect all the way down. There's nowhere to go when it's 3 wide, 2 wide. Just makes it really hard to do anything. Who is the Sauber? What's his name?
Sammy.
Why would you try that so hard with no wing? I don't understand. You just surely you just let yourself drop to the back of the train and try and hang on, right? That's what I would do. I'm not a great driver, but...
Not a race to win, a race to ruin. Oh, that's more damage. That's Jay.
Yeah. Just, That
might be a safety car.
Just trying to keep my wing in one piece. Now at this point, this is starting to become a real big problem. How much battery do you have?
Jay, 70.
Oh, fuck. Now, Jay's already quicker than me on straight line speed, and he's got damage, so he's going to go even quicker on the straight. And he had a fully stocked up battery, 70% plus. So there's no point me going for it, because we're just going to drain pointlessly. Now, I was trying to pass, but again, I wasn't very quick in the corners, as I mentioned. However, this time, you can see him flashing. He's out of juice. My best bet is that he drops out of DRS, which he just held on, I think.
He's pushing to stay in front of you, so it's up to you if you want to pass him.
So now we're going to try and go for it. He won't fight me here, I don't think.
No, he's not using. He's letting you go.
So we're going to go ahead. We're going to use everything to try and also slingshot our way onto Linus Donovan and make sure we get within his DRS as well, and basically keep it rolling. But the field has completely been blown up, broken apart. Another crash there.
Okay, that was P5.
And it's just... the race has gone crazy now, and I don't really know where things stand. People are pitting. I'm happy to go along.
Yeah, keep going.
It's been one of them races so far.
Yeah.
Just wish I had more battery to use. I'm going to leave the wing the same. I'm going to commit to the strategy. I'll go 19.
Okay. There is a gap from P9 to 10, which is like 2.8, so...
Now, this is where the race was decided for me. So I went long. This was the plan the entire time, but the field really spread out. No risk at all for that. In a big way on those behind on fresh tyres. Not getting reported this week. Making sure to not make the same mistake twice, keeping it super clean there on the pit entry within the white lines to abide by the regulations. I'm going to be out with that McLaren, whatever that is.
Yeah, that's true. He has damage, I think, so...
So, again, we've got more damaged cars.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
This being Thomas Laminen in the McLaren.
Yeah, he has damage on the left.
I'll take a charge while I'm behind him. He's playing games.
Oh. There's no point doing that.
That was a bit aggressive for me, but... oh well. Apologies.
Quintino has a pen.
Ooh, okay.
So, hopefully, the tyres at the end should come to you. And if these look battle hard, you'll be in prime position.
32.3, the fastest lap. Oh my god.
Yeah, you're probably going to have to push.
So we try and get on the pace. The issue is our wings are pretty much maxed out, and we don't have DRS. That's the thing. I am. So what this means is I'm not that quick in the corners anyway, but we're catching a little bit, but we just bleed everything on the pit straight and the back straight. We lose almost a second a lap on 2 straights, and you can't make up that second in the corners, especially once tyre wear starts to kick in. Now, penalties are starting to stack up, and I'm trying to close the gap. You can see here, the gap is 3.2 to Sasha Neeb on the last lap heading out of the hairpin. But as we head down this straight, I'm going to lose it all here. Oh my god. We lost almost a full second on that back straight alone, and that was basically the issue. What a bad race. Nothing happened. Most of them actually behaved reasonably well in the final stint. The driving wasn't as dirty as the first stint, so there wasn't as much time loss, so I couldn't recover as much as I would have liked. And like I said, the no DRS really killed us, so we was nowhere.
Nice one. Very lovely drive. On to the next one.
We was nowhere in the second stint, so unfortunately there was nothing for us to do. We don't even manage to get within the 3 seconds of the cars ahead. I wasn't quick at all there. That's really slow, just had no pace. Well, there we go. That was a really frustrating race. I don't know really what to say. The setup was not great. Now, this is where I kind of cut in and mention a few things. Now, unofficially, we finished P11. Andre Molnar fastest lap, Diego Zorzo with the victory. Now, like I said, a race to forget. The issue was I made some changes to the setup, but I didn't apply the corresponding adjustments to the ride height. So basically my front ride height was way too high and was just causing me to have chronic understeer. So essentially I was cancelling out my high downforce setup by having the wrong ride height. So a huge mistake. Also, that's what happens if you make last minute changes to the car setup, but just generally a very scruffy weekend. Couldn't quite find the answers, but I'm going to try and hopefully sort it for WR round 1 in a couple of weeks' time. Now, officially, we finished in the points. Post-race, the Sauber you saw causing all that chaos with damage, Sami Simeone got a 15-second post-race time penalty, so he got dropped to P12, thus giving us our first point of the season. So, in a race where we didn't deserve anything. I was absolutely nowhere. We do get a bit of justice and get a point, which we should have had in round 1 in Australia. So yeah, as you can see now in the standings, we do have our first points finish in P10. And to note, the point system in the top right, not like the real life F1. So bear that in mind as we head on to round 3 at Spa. We go to Spa, round 3 next. Hopefully we can bounce back and we'll get a chance for payback at Kota in a couple of weeks when WR returns for round 1. In the meantime, a big shout out to the members, guys, for supporting the videos, the channel, the content. Check out the 2 videos on screen if you haven't seen them already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.